All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is the State Expedited Accusations calendar in the State Court of Fulton County, Georgia. I am Judge Melanie Williams, and today we will address bonds for misdemeanor offenses for those individuals who've been recently arrested, but the cases have already been formally accused and bound over to state court. All defendants, you have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney today. As you can see, this proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch. When I ask if you understand your rights, that is what I am referring to today. Those who receive a signature bond will be reset for the notice. Those who receive surety or cash will be reset to the May 16th calendar, whereby certain aspects of the case can be revisited. All right, who do we have? Oh, have all defense attorneys had the opportunity to interview their client? I'm going to take that as a yes.
Your Honor, this is Keith Cook. I have a client on the pull sheet. He's under the same booking number that he was under Wednesday. We haven't talked today, but we did talk Wednesday. So
are you asking to speak with him again?
Well, it's the same booking number. If he's subject to a raise in the bond, then I must talk to him again. But if the bond,
if I could just,
sure,
are we speaking about Mr. Banks?
No, absolutely, yes.
So if you remember, the officer that came and testified at the hearing on Wednesday said he was taking out 3 additional warrants the next day.
Sure, yeah.
So he now has 3 additional cases. So I just said that to say they are new cases that were warrants that were just worn out yesterday. So yes, I'm assuming you would want to talk to him about these new warrants.
Okay, then I need to talk.
It's not the same matters if that's what you were asking.
Okay.
Sorry, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you for that point of clarification, Mr. Walker. I appreciate it.
And all right, Judge, before we start, Mr. Walker, can you put those addresses in the chat for me, please?
As far as the stay away conditions?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I would instruct my attorney.
It's 3. Okay, thank you, because it's 3 different cases.
It's ASG Graham, but he's on the line. I'll have him put it in the chat for you.
Thank you.
All righty.
Okay, I guess we'll have to do a breakout or something so I can speak to him about those.
Can we call the jail, Mr. Cook? Is that possible?
We don't have him at this moment. We're gonna bring him last because he showed out on Wednesday, so we're trying to get him in the courtroom alone by himself.
Okay. Well, at some point, instead of doing the breakout, can he still call, or will that not be an option?
We gotta get some guys to go get him.
Okay.
Very combative and it's not safe.
Okay, I didn't receive any information on the reports this morning. I just received the same booking report. Okay. So I'll have to see. So I'll have to get some numbers and see something so I can talk to him.
Okay, we're gonna forge ahead.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll be able to figure this out. All right, who do we have at Courtroom 2?
Position 6, Bernett. How are you? Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, Ms. Bernett. Your case is 24 CR 002720E. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You understand your rights?
Understand my rights, but my rights have not been read.
No, don't say too much. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. You understand that?
Kind of.
Okay, we're gonna go with that just for today. All right, Mr. Howard.
13 total. Open felony obstruction, loitering, prowling out of Fulton, 22 CP 209974. Open case out of the cab, trespass, obstruction, disorderly conduct, simple battery. FTAs from this year, 2 from last year, and 1 from 2021.
Okay, Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 2nd, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a trespass call at the Avis Rent-A-Car located 143 Cortlandt Street Northeast. Upon arrival, the officer observed 3 people sitting against the building When he approached and asked them to leave, Raven Bernett refused to get up. She responded by saying, "Give me a minute." And that she was waiting for others to gather their belongings. When she finally stood up, she lit a cigarette, still refused to leave, and blew cigarette smoke into the officer's face. Your Honor, understand this is a trespass case, but based on the open cases and the FTA, the state is recommending a $500 surety bond, a stay away from Avis Rent-A-Car at 143 Cortlandt Street, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay. And this is your case, Mr. Cook?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail, provided she understands she cannot go back to that location at all. Do you
Yes,
think your
Your Honor.
client understands that?
I think so, Your Honor.
All right, defendant will receive a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. She absolutely must stay away from the Avis Rent-A-Car during the pendency of this case. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. Do not go back there, ma'am. They do not want you there, okay? All right. Best of luck to you. Who do we have next?
Number 13.
All right. Good afternoon, Ms. Milan. Your case is 24 CR 002728F. You're charged with simple battery, terroristic threat, simple assault, obstruction, and disorderly conduct. You understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Howard, can I have the history?
First, jail's direct.
All right, thank you. Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 2nd, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a dispute at VVS Restaurant and Bar. It's located 6175 Old National Highway. Britney Milan attempted to enter the establishment multiple times after being refused entry. She then began shouting and attacking the employees, one of which Mr. Ali Searcy. She approached Mr. Searcy, swung at him. She missed initially. Then she managed to strike him in the face. There was an officer there that personally witnessed the incident. Upon arrest, Ms. Milan snatched away from the responding officer. She attempted to strike Mr. Searcy once more. While detained, she began threatening Mr. Searcy, stating that the second she's released from custody, she's going to return to location and F him up. Our office has been unable to get in touch with Mr. Searcy, Your Honor. I understand this is her first arrest. Based on the nature of the allegations, Your Honor, the state is requesting a $3,500 surety bond. It's $1,000 on the simple battery, $1,000 on the terroristic threats, and $500 on each of the remaining charges. A one-day anger awareness course, no further contact with Ali Searcy. Stay away from VVS Restaurant on Old National Highway. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. And if we may, Your Honor, sound for Ali Searcy at this time.
All right. Is Ms. Searcy present and wishes to make a statement? Hearing and seeing none. Mr. Ty, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 33 years old. She has lived in Georgia all her life. She is the mother to 3 minor children and 2 minor stepchildren. She is gainfully employed and owns several businesses in Atlanta, including a barbershop, a salon, and a cosmetology school. As you heard, this is her very first arrest. She's 33 years old and has never been arrested before. She does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant and states that she was trying to go in to get her wallet, which she left in the bathroom. And this employee was using excessive force to prevent her from going in. He pushed her, he hit her. She states that he was the first aggressor, and she even asked him if he or another employee can go and check for her wallet in the bathroom, and they refused to let her get her belongings. Again, this is her very first arrest, Your Honor. She's 33 years old. She has 5 minor children to take care of and 3 businesses that she's running. I would ask for a signature bond through the jail as she is recommended, and I would object to the one-day anger awareness.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial per judge. I'm not going to require the one-day anger awareness at this point. She's not to return to that location or have any contact with the alleged victims in this case. She's to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further from defense.
What was that bond?
3,000 SOB pretrial per judge. All right, thank
This is
you.
section 13, Judge.
Yes.
What's the breakdown, please?
1,000 on count 1, 500 count 2, and all other remaining counts. For the total of the 3,000. All right, best of luck to you, Miss Milan. Who do we have next?
Position 15.
All right, is this Vanessa Pierre? Your case is 24 CR 002730E. You're charged with obstruction. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Second, 2017, driving without a valid license. Jail was a recommendation.
All right, thank you, Mr. Graham.
Your Honor, this incident took place on May 2nd, 2024. Law enforcement observed a black BMW traveling down Fulton Industrial Boulevard with a defected headlight. The officer initiated a traffic stop. Upon stopping, he saw the driver move from the driver's seat and into the passenger seat, and the passenger into the driver's seat. He also observed several figures moving about in the vehicle. Upon approach, Vanessa Pierre was sitting in the driver's seat, and Mr. Carriage Guillaume was seated in the passenger seat. Mr. Guillaume stated that he did not have his license on him, but upon providing his name and date of birth, it was determined that his license was actually suspended. Your Honor, the state's recommending a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right, any objection to that, Ms. Kim?
Go over there, Your Honor.
All right. You're right, Ms. Kim. All right, defendant will receive a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. She's have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition of that SOB. Best of luck to you, Ms. Pierre.
Go ahead, ACDC.
Thank you, Ms. Blood. I have position 4, Ms. Bob.
Who was that, ACDC?
McGregory, I have position 4, Ms. Bob.
Thank you. And ACDC did hear their rights?
No, because you already was on when I brought them up.
Okay. All defendants at ACDC, please pay attention. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney at this proceeding. I'm conducting this hearing over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. When I ask if you understand your rights, I'm just referring to how I'm conducting the hearing and those rights I just explained. If you receive a signature bond, your case is reset for the notice. If you receive a surety or a cash bond, your case is reset to state all purpose on May the 16th, where certain aspects of the case will be revisited. Ms. Bond, do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing today? All right, can I have the history, please, Mr. Howard?
Bar. Last arrest was, she got an open trespass, 24 CR 000428E as in FTAs from 2018 and 17, 2017 forgery, 4th degree conviction, 2016 theft by taking conviction.
Okay. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place April 30th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a trespass call at Sonesta Hotel, located 1325 Virginia Avenue in East Point. Upon arrival, hotel security advised the officer that Journey Ba had received a trespass warning on November 23rd, 2023, and she was back on the property. She was observed in room 618. Your Honor, state's requesting a signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the Sonesta Hotel, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right, any objection to that, Mr. Cook?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, defendant will receive a $2,500 signature bond through the jail. She's absolutely to stay away from that Sonesta Hotel, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. Please don't go back there, Ms. Bond. All right? All right, best of luck to you. Who do we have next?
Position 10, Ms. King, Jasmine.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. King. Your case is 24 CR 002726F. You're charged with battery, family violence. You understand your rights? Is that a yes? All right, Mr. Howard.
Third arrest, 2022 got open ag assault, family violence, 2 counts, 23 SC 186-830. 2020 possession of marijuana.
All right. Let's, Ms. Mokake, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a co-defendant in this case, Ms. Sydney King, who I believe is position number 11.
Yes. Yeah.
This incident occurred on May 1st, 2024 at 357 Terry Street Southeast in Atlanta. When officers arrived, they were informed that the accused, Ms. Jasmine King and Ms. Sydney King, were involved in a physical dispute. The officer noticed visible marks on both parties. Both parties had visible marks on their face. Ms. Sydney advised that the injuries were caused after a dispute with her wife, Jasmine King, and Jasmine King reiterated the same thing, that the physical injuries were a result of a fight with her wife. The state is recommending a $2,000 surety bond, no further contact with the victim, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol. I will defer to the court in regard to who the stay away should apply to.
Okay. All right, and the cross defendant is number 11. Is this your case, Miss? Is it Miss McLeod or Miss Attai? Miss who has Miss Attai? You have this defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead, please proceed.
Your Honor, my client is 25 years old. She has lived in Georgia all her life. She is gainfully employed as a dishwasher at Kura Sushi Bar. Your Honor, she does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. She states that she called for an ambulance to help her wife, who she says was attempting to harm herself, and she only called for help, not because of a fight. Instead, the police arrived and arrested the couple. I would ask for no violent contact. I understand there is, she does have the one open case. She does maintain her innocence in that case. It's not with the complaining witness here. It's an incident that happened years ago with her sister and her mother. Again, she does deny the allegations in that open case. I would ask for a signature bond, and it can be through pretrial services, no violent contact. And I don't believe, of course, I haven't spoken with the complaining witness. Ms. McLeod can let us know, but I don't believe they want no further contact. I believe that they would want no violent contact, and of course, no stay away. Nothing further.
All right. I'm gonna defer for a moment. Ms. McLeod, when you spoke to your client, what is your position? What is your client's position regarding contact?
My client would prefer, good afternoon, Your Honor. My client would prefer no further violent contact with her wife.
All right. All right. Defendant's going to receive a $1,500 surety bond. She's to have no further violent contact with the cross defendant. Last name King. Have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional? All right. Best of luck to you, Ms. King. Can we take the cross defendant case?
Yes, Judge, she's next.
Judge, that was 1,500.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. King, you understand your case is 24 CR 002727F. You're charged with battery family violence. Do you understand your rights? You understand your rights? You said yes? Okay. Mr. Howard?
First.
All right. Ms. Mokake, please proceed.
The facts are the same in this case, Your Honor, so I won't go through them again, but the state originally was recommending no further contact with the victim. Again, defer to a stay away, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol, and a $2,000 surety bond. Given that, they said that they want no further violent contact, I assume that's what the court will do.
Yeah, that's a good assumption. All right, Ms. McLeod, in light of her limited history and the information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through pretrial at level 1 with the no further violent contact condition. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. King is going to receive a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial at level 1 per judge. She is to have no further violent contact with the cross-defendant, have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. All right, best of luck to you, Ms. King.
Position number 5, Mr. Brooks.
All right, good afternoon. Your case is 24 CR 2719C. You're charged with theft or loss of miscellaneous property. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Fourth arrest. 2010 was the last for probation. 2009 trespass no low. Jail was the recommendation. I think he's homeless.
Okay, Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place May 2nd, 2024, while investigating a burglary. Deshaun Brooks was in the area and was pointed out to law enforcement by a witness. Mr. Brooks had on his person the Mississippi ID and social security card of Jamar Gary. Mr. Gary advised that his wallet went missing from his jacket pocket back on April 14th, near or around, or at or around the Lambert MARTA station. Your Honor, the state is recommending a signature bond through the jail, no further contact with Jamar Gary, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. I will say that we have not spoken with Mr. Gary, so if we may sound from him at this time, Your Honor.
He's not really a victim here, Mr. Graham, but if he's here. Mr. Gary, are you present? Would you like to make a statement? All right. Mr. Cook, I'm assuming you do not object to the SOB through the jail?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, defendant will receive a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to have no contact with the supposed alleged victim, last name Gary. And was a stay away requested, Mr. Graham? No. No alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. All right, best of luck to you, sir. What do we have next?
Number 7, Gray.
All right, Mr. Gray, your case is 24 CR 2718C. You're charged with battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the third. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard, can I have you say, please?
6 total. 2023 pointing pistol at another. Battery DV. That's 23 CR 005-919C. Got an open DUI. And speeding 23 CR 007-759C. That's it.
All right, Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place back on September 18, 2023. Law enforcement responded to a dispute with injuries call at 965 Sales Avenue Southwest, Atlanta. Upon arrival, Regina Bailey advised that the father of her child, Theodore Gray, came to the residence to visit their daughter. She had previously told him that he could pick the child up, but could not come inside. He did enter the residence and they opened birthday gifts together with the child. While discussing birthday arrangements for the rest of the evening, Mr. Gray punched Ms. Bailey 3 times in the face, causing swelling to her left eye. She was holding the child at the time of the altercation. Our office has spoken with Ms. Bailey. She says they are not in a relationship. They do not live together. They do share the one child. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She stated this is not the first time he's been violent towards her, but the first time he's been arrested for violence towards her. She also told us she has a 3-year protective order against the defendant. That number is 20CV341862. It went into effect August 24th of 2021 and set to expire August 23rd of this year. She says that they have had phone contact since this incident for their daughter, that she believes Mr. Gray may have some MH issues. She stated that she is in fear of him. She does not want contact, also for him to stay away from the residence. And Your Honor, based on the history, there is another open battery case involving a different victim from 2023, October of 2023. And in light of what we've learned from the victim, the state is requesting a $2,500 surety bond. That's $2,000 on the battery, family violence, and the $3,500 on the cruelty. A 1-day anger awareness, Your Honor. No further contact with Regina Bailey. Stay away from the residence at 965 Sales Avenue. no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And if we may sound for Miss Bailey at this time, Your Honor.
All right, I'm sounding for Ms. Bailey. If you're present, please come forth and make a statement.
I don't have a statement, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Cook, please proceed.
Your Honor, I was informed by Mr. Gray earlier today, and then by his father through a phone call, that they had retained counsel. I'm not sure where that stands at this moment. If there's
So
someone,
he has a private attorney, is what you're telling me? And you
that's
don't
what
want-
I was told by Mr. Gray, and then also Mr. Gray's father when I called his dad.
Is that attorney on the line? But you did interview Mr. Gray.
I did interview Mr. Gray, so I can go ahead and proceed if that's.
Let's proceed because I don't see that attorney here. All right.
Your Honor, my client is 30 years old. He's not working at the moment. So we would be seeking a signature bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate. Have no objection to any stay away or no further contact. We would like to be able to arrange a third-party transfer for visitation of the child.
All right. Defendant will receive a $2,500 surety bond. It's $2,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2. He's to have no contact at this time with the alleged victim. He can coordinate transfer of the child through a third party, and he's to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. The case will be reset to state on purpose on the 16th, whereby aspects of the case can be revisited. All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Gray. That concludes your case. What do we have next?
Number 14.
All right, this is Rodney NS. Your case is 24 CR 002729G. You're charged with battery, family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard, can I have that history?
17. Last arrest was in 2015, suspended license. The last violent arrest I saw was in the 90s.
Okay. All right, Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place November 2nd, 2023. Law enforcement responded to a dispute at 565 McDaniel Street in Atlanta. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with Erica Longidare, Longidare. She explained that she and her housemate, Rodney NS, had gotten into an argument. The argument became physical when he struck her in the mouth with a closed fist. He then fled the location once the police were called. Miss Longidare sustained a swollen upper lip from the incident, and she positively identified him from his driver's license photo. Our office has spoken with her today. She tells us that they were in a relationship, that she had been living with him on and off. They share no children. She stated that the incident location is his residence. She confirmed the events in the warrant, stated this has never happened before, that they have had contact since this incident. There's been no violence. She's not in fear of him, and she wants no violent contact. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, no further violent contact with Erica Longidare, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And Your Honor, if we may sound for Miss Erica Longidare at this time.
All right, is Ms. Longidare present on this Zoom conference and wishes to make a statement? You are not required to, however. Okay, Ms. Kim, and you are muted at courtroom 2.
Yes.
I'm here.
Do you wish to make a statement? If you do, you'd have to turn on your camera and raise your right hand so I can place you under oath.
I don't want to make a statement.
Okay, Ms. Kim, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 53 years old. He is proud father of 8 adult children and 3 grandchildren, Your Honor. And he is gainfully employed, and he has to go to work to make sure he keeps his job. So I would like to request for signature on bond through jail so it can be faster, so he can keep his job. no further violent contact. We have no objection, Your Honor. And he recently lost his mother, so he has been grieving a lot. We would like to request for signature on bond through jail as fast as we can.
All right. Defendant is gonna receive a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. He is to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim in this case, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further from defense, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir.
Number 16, Sanders.
All right, good afternoon. Your case is 24 CR 002731G. You're charged with simple battery family violence. You understand your rights?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Who is this?
16 Terren Sanders.
This is 9th arrest. 2024 suspended license. 2023 suspended license conviction. 2017 simple battery dismissed. 14 robbery first offender. And he's wanted out of Douglas County.
Okay. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place May 2nd, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a dispute call at 125 Milton Avenue, Atlanta. Upon arrival, the officer met with Valida Sanders. She explained that she had gotten into an argument with her brother, Terren Sanders. She had thrown a small piece of tissue at him. He yelled at her to do it again. When she did so, he walked up to her and punched her in the face. The officer spoke with Mr. Sanders. He admitted during the argument that he punched her in the face. There was a small amount of blood observed on Miss Sanders' left ear, and Mr. Sanders was placed under arrest. We spoke with Miss Sanders today. She does advise that they are siblings. They do live together at that location. She confirmed the events in the warrant, stated this has never happened before. She also stated that she does not want contact with her brother, wants him to stay away from the residence, but that she doesn't wish to press charges. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, Your Honor, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Valida Sanders, stay away from 125 Milton Avenue Southwest, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and if we may sound for Valida Sanders at this time, Your Honor.
All right, is Ms. Sanders on the line and wishes to make a statement? If so, please unmute your screen and raise your right hand. Again, I'm sounding for Ms. Sanders. Okay. Ms. Kim, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 24 years old, Your Honor, and he has been living with his mother and his sister all these years. He graduated from high school. Right now, he's working, driving for a DoorDash. And I spoke with a sister, and she does not want to press charges, and she does not mind having a non-violent contact. She strongly prefers no further violent contact. I do understand she's upset right now, but she said that does not mean she does not want to have a contact forever. So I also spoke with her mother, and he is willing to stay away with his father. However, we want to have a no further violent contact.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial at level 2. He's going to take the 1-day anger awareness course. He's to have no contact with Ms. Sanders at this time. I don't think there's been an adequate cooling off period, and stay away from that incident location. He can return one time with a member of law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. And this case can be well, no, it will not be a state law purpose, but it will be contact can be revisited at a later date. All right. I believe that concludes this case. Best of luck to you, Mr. Sanders.
All right, thank you. Position 12, Lambert.
All right, good afternoon. Your case is 24 CR 002736A. You're charged with battery, family violence, and criminal trespass and damage to property. Do you understand your rights?
Yeah.
Is that a yes? All right, Mr. Howard.
So he don't have any Georgia arrests. He may possibly have history out of Michigan, Florida, and Pennsylvania. The GCIC was down. I don't know what the state has.
All right, we'll defer to see whatever the state has. Ms. McCarthy, please proceed.
I did see that. I don't see any prior arrests either. So I will just proceed with the facts of the case.
Okay.
On May 1st, 2024, the officer was dispatched to 2520 Jonesboro Road, Southeast Atlanta for a domestic dispute. Witnesses stated that the defendant had been abusing the victim, Jasmine Foreman, and that he forced her to walk around the corner of their location with a gun against her will. Upon canvassing the area, the officer made contact with the victim, who informed him that she didn't know where the defendant had fled to. More officers were called to canvass the area, and they eventually found the defendant lying alongside a fence. After ensuring that the victim was secure, after ensuring the defendant was secure, the officer further spoke with the victim, who advised that her and the defendant had gotten into a fight, and he began punching her, leaving her no choice but to defend herself. The defendant also busted the victim's windows out of her home, put dents in her car, and damaged the inside of her vehicle by pouring medicine and soda on the seats. Witnesses state that the defendant did all of this in the presence of the victim's children, a 4- and 2-year-old. The officer observed bruises on the victim's arms and face, and also scratches on her neck. The defendant did have some minor cuts and bruises on his stomach. The victim is currently 6 months pregnant with the defendant's child. Because a gun was allegedly involved in this case, the state is recommending a $10,000 surety bond, no further contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location, 1-day anger awareness, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
All right, I'm sounding for Ms. Foreman if she is present and wishes to make a statement.
Yes.
All right, we need you to turn on your camera, raise your right hand. All right, because the defendant is accused of a misdemeanor offense, he is entitled to a bond today. What I'm most concerned with are any concerns you have for your safety and whether you wish to have contact. In light of those instructions, let me place you under oath. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge? And I need you to pan the camera down so we can see you. And raise your right hand. And you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, what would you like to tell me?
So Joshua never had a gun at the time. He never had a gun. My family lied about that. Never forced me to do anything. And I do want to have contact with him.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you making that statement. Mr. Ty, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 20 years old. He is a Georgia resident. He is gainfully employed as a roofer. He does firmly deny the allegations as stated in the witness. I spoke with the complaining witness, and she stated that she didn't call the police. Again, she states that she told the police officers who were there that he never had a gun. Her family called the police. I believe that there's some kind of tension there with her family, and he states that they have told the same lie to the police before. As you heard, he has no criminal history. This is his very first arrest. He does deny the allegations in the warrant. I would ask for a signature bond through the jail, as this is his first arrest and he's recommended. And I would ask for no violent contact.
It might be his first arrest. That part is unclear to me. I do have to say that. All right, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Ty. Please proceed.
And I would ask for no violent contact, and I would object to a stay away, and I would ask for a signature bond through the jail.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $2,500 surety bond, $2,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim at this time and stay away from that incident location. He's additionally to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. He will be reset to state all purpose on the 16th, whereby the case can be revisited. Best of luck to you, Mr. Lambert. That concludes your case at this time.
Judge, was it a signature bond or
Surety bond.
It was a surety bond.
Next is number 17, Scott.
All right, good afternoon. Your case is 24 CR 002733J. You are charged with theft by taking. Do you understand your rights? All right. Can I have the history, Mr. Howard?
5 total. Open case in Henry County, theft by receiver. Got an open shoplifting as well, out of state, and an open trespass. 2024 FTA, 2023 trespass arrest. That's all.
All right. Ms. Mokake, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Law enforcement was dispatched to the Metro PCS located at 2819 Main Street in East Point in reference to a theft. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with an associate of the Metro PCS who explained that a male who was later identified as the defendant came into the store asking if they could track his phone because he had lost it. The defendant was informed that this was not possible, at which point the defendant went to the iPhone display table at the front of the store, removed an iPhone 11 valued at $600 from the table and left the store. The incident was captured on video. A picture from this footage was used to identify the defendant, who was the victim of an armed robbery case that the police had worked on about 30 minutes prior. That case number is 24003154. The defendant's name and date of birth in that case were used to pull up a photo of him, which matched the individual stealing the iPhone on the camera footage. The state is recommending a $1,000 surety bond. Stay away from the Metro PCS located at 2819 Main Street, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
All right, Ms. Kim, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My client, Mr. Scott, is only 23 years young. And Your Honor, we would like to request for a signature on bond through a pretrial, whichever level you seem to appropriate, because he graduated from high school and right now he is not employed. He's searching for a job. So he does not have any finance means to pay for the bond. So we would like to request for a signature on bond through pretrial. Thanks.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $500 surety bond. He's to have no contact with, he's to stay away from that location and have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons.
Your Honor, I don't think the bonding company will accept $500 surety bond. Can he have at least like $100 cash bond so he can pay $100 and get out of the jail?
All right, he will have a $100 cash bond. All right?
Thank you very, very much, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir.
Number 18, Thomas.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Thomas. Your case is 24 CR 002734E. You're charged with battery. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sure.
All right. Mr. Howard.
Got an open case out of Alabama. Drug paraphernalia. Use of possession, delivery, or sale. What else we got? On probation for forgery in the 3rd degree. On probation for financial theft fraud. On probation for another forgery in the 3rd. 2023 got a couple of probation violations. 2020 disorderly conduct conviction. 2014 and 15 FTA.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Ms. Mokase, please proceed.
Law enforcement responded to an injured person call about an incident that took place at 401 Windsor Street in Atlanta. The victim, Miss Julie Savoy, explained that the defendant had punched her in the back of the head a couple of times and choked her about 15 to 20 times. She stated that her and the defendant were not in a relationship, but that he did tell her, "I'll show you, B, and you gonna submit to me." A witness, Miss Elizabeth Pittenger, stated that she was riding by in her vehicle when she saw the defendant following the victim before punching her several times. The victim sustained swelling on her neck from the incident. The state is recommending a $3,000 surety bond, no further contact with the victim, Julie Savoy. Stay away from 401 Windsor Street in Atlanta, a one-day anger management, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol. At this point, I would like to sound for the victim, Miss Julie Savoy.
All right, Ms. Savoy, if your president would like to make a statement, turn on the camera. All right, hearing none, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, my client, Mr. Thomas, Your Honor, he has been in jail ever since April 15. So this is already like 3 weeks that he has been here. So I would like Your Honor to consider that. He is unemployed as of now. Before that, he used to work at Kroger's before he was getting arrested. He has GED. He has no means to pay for any bond. He denies the allegation and he says that he does not know the lady. She was a drunken and she's a homeless lady on the street, and he denies the allegation. We would like to request for signature on bond through pre-trial, whichever letter you seem to be appropriate, because he has no means to pay for any bond right now. Thank you.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Ms. Kim, you said he's, are you alleging this is a Riverside issue or no?
I believe there was another citation, 260.
Okay, understood. I want to make sure that was clear. All right, defendant is going to receive $1,000 surety bond. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim and stay away from, was there an incident location, Ms. Wilcox? I don't think so.
The incident location is reported to be 401 Windsor Street in Atlanta.
Okay, stay away from that location. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional? All right.
He also prefers to have $100 cash bond because he cannot go through the bonding company. Nobody will help him through the bonding company, but he can pay for $100.
All right. I have no objection to that. He'll receive $1,000 cash bond.
No, $100 cash bond.
I'm sorry, 100. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ms. Kim, $100 cash bond. All right.
$100. And I have offenders, my previous client who's complaining witness was his sister. His mother texted me, and then his sister was able to testify that she want to have a contact. I don't know where she is now.
Okay, if she can get on the line, we'll see. But let's keep going. All right.
Your Honor.
All right, who do we have next?
I'm talking about like all the stuff that's going on for baby.
Everyone, please hold for 1 moment. All right, I'm sorry, who do we have next?
Your Honor, actually, my client really wants to address the issue that those histories do not belong to him. And he says that he does not have any probation violation. He believes that those are somebody else's.
Okay. Mr. Howard, do you have any?
Who is this?
This is the one we just did.
Thomas, number 18.
Henry Thomas.
He says that he doesn't believe those are his probation violations or FTAs, I'm assuming.
Henry Thomas.
Yes, September.
Hold on for a minute. Hold on.
And also, is Miss McLeod, is there a number she can reach Miss Green at Alpharetta?
Yeah, but let me get a number.
Okay.
Ken, what did you say? You was about to get a date of birth?
Oh, here's about to, he was saying that,
I've been on mute, so I didn't say anything.
No, I said Ken.
Oh, I'm sorry.
no problem, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Walker feels left out.
I see.
All right. We
Your
were,
Honor, I did call Alpharetta and I was told that Miss Green is not there.
okay, so where's Miss Green, someone? Does anyone know? While we work on this. Okay, let's confirm his date of birth. Is Mr. Thomas Henry's date of birth September 3rd, 1974?
Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Howard, is there any reason to believe that's not his history?
This is history. I mean, he got like 15 different birthdays in here. So and he got over like, I think he got like 70 something arrests. They
Okay,
playing
we're
today,
gonna-
Judge. He ain't doing that today.
Okay, it will stand. It will stand. Who do we have next?
Would you please count for,
All right, we're waiting on Miss Green. And what about position 9, Miss Jackson? Okay, I'm sorry, who do I have here?
This is Hobbs. Hodges.
This is who?
Hodges.
There's no Hodges on the calendar.
Well, he was on our pull sheet this morning when we had pulled him for court.
Yeah, he was on the
We're
pull sheet.
NODing that case.
That case
Okay.
has been NOD.
Thank you.
All right, they went to go get Miss Green from intake, so we're gonna be in recess till she come in.
oh, Your Honor, can we have, Ms. Sanders, the sister of my client, testify right now? I think she's ready to testify.
Okay, give me a moment. Oh, will Miss Jackson be brought to? Okay, I'm gonna take a very brief recess and then we'll hear from Miss Sanders, all right? Let's please hold.
Is there anyone in the courtroom too?
Who's that? Who's Daisy Green?
Oh,
All right, we were supposed to hear from Ms. Valita Sanders. Ms. Sanders, you are present and wish to make a statement. If so, please raise your right hand. Unmute, please. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge and of your own volition?
Yes.
All right, what would you like to tell me?
I just wanted to talk to you guys on the behalf of doing the charges. I did not want to press charge, no longer want to press charges on him. I was trying to state that to someone that did call earlier to let them know I do not no longer want to press charges. I don't want no, I think they said he's having a no access contact with me. I do not want that.
Okay, I appreciate you coming to court and making that statement, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will take that under advisement till the end of the calendar. All right, who do we have first? Who do we have now at courtroom 2?
This is Mr. Banks, Kelvin Banks, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Banks has 3 cases today.
Your Honor, I have not spoken to him about these cases today. He wasn't.
All right, can you give that courtroom 2 a call?
Sure.
All right, we're gonna be on a hold. What about the other young lady, Miss Jasmine and Miss Green? Miss Green, they're on the way. What about Miss Jackson, position 9?
Your Honor, position 9 is a medical reset.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ty. That was what I was trying to get that.
What number could I get a phone number from courtroom 2? I misplaced mine.
Or can we put is courtroom 2 clear? We can put them in a breakout if that's easier.
If they clear, I can go and put them in breakout, Judge.
All right, is courtroom 2 clear so we can put Mr. Cook in a breakout?
Yes, all we have is Mr. Banks.
All right, we're gonna put them in breakouts so Mr. Cook can call there, and we're all gonna be in a brief recess.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
there's another problem here. I have no paperwork on these new charges. I have no booking report. All I got this
Hey,
morning
Mr.
was
Cook,
an
do you
old
have
booking
access to
report.
Odyssey? Because now I have
Okay.
not checked the gelling screen, but I'm sure if you look in the gelling screen and click on the documents tab, they normally upload the warrants.
Okay. I'll look. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna be on a brief recess.
Ian, was that the only history you needed? While we're in
sir.
recess?
Yes,
All right.
yes, sir.
Ian.
You're on the phone with Michael too.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
All right, are we ready to proceed with Mr. Banks? Is Mr. Cook back?
No, they're not, I don't think he got back on. Let me double check, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lewis.
And also, there's gonna be an add-on counter. Just
How
let
many
me
people
know.
on it? Just one, right? Is Ian back on?
He should be.
I'm here. There's gonna be 3 cases on the
Three.
add-on. I only needed the history on one of them.
The one you needed the history, what is his charge? So I can go on and break down his history.
Shoplifting. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'm
So,
trying to
Mr.
move
Walker,
fast for you, Judge.
Mr. Walker, so it's only gonna be 3 cases added on, because Mr. Jordan is speaking with Ms. Powell now about it being 4 cases,
There's
meaning,
gonna be a 4th case that we're considering to a signature bond on. So for that particular case, it won't need to be an add-on because it's gonna be an SOB jail consent order.
and that's on who?
I can't pronounce his last name. It starts with a G.
Okay, but
Ill. I could put it in the chat. It'd probably be easier.
understood,
I
but
would encourage all parties to come up with consent for all the add-ons.
That would
All
be
right,
good.
let's go with Mr. Banks, please, because we do need to move
And I'm sorry,
along.
my last thing is Mr. Graham, please check the chat. That's all. Thank you.
I would, okay, and again, if there's a way to avoid that add-on. All right, Mr. Banks has 3 cases, 24 CR 002722Y, in which he's charged with shoplifting, case ending in 22. I'm sorry, let me just do the whole number, 24 CR 002723Y, same charge, and 2724Y, same charge. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this hearing over the internet today. You understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing?
Yes.
All right, can I have the history, Mr. Howard?
15 total. He got 6 open shopliftings, and that's not included the ones from Wednesday. Couple of FTAs from last year, 2022 simple assault, DV conviction, 2021 disorderly conduct conviction, and 2015 FTA.
Okay. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. So these 3 incidents all involve shoplifting from the same location. It's the Exxon gas station at 1617 Joseph V. Boone Boulevard, Northwest Atlanta. In each of the instances, Mr. Banks walked into the gas station and took various snacks and candy items. We did see Mr. Banks here on Wednesday.
Was it the same location on Wednesday?
Yes, Your Honor. The same location in additional location. On the same street. Officer Barnes was here on Wednesday to make a statement that Mr. Banks has frequented these establishments on Joseph V. Boone Boulevard. He's got 6 open cases that we placed on the record. On Wednesday, the 2 that we dealt with on Wednesday, and then these additional 3. The bond was set, Your Honor, at $6,000 surety. It was $2,000 each of the shoplifting counts, and then there was an additional possession DRO charge for $2,000. The state at this point, Your Honor, is requesting a $1,500 surety bond. I'm sorry. Yes, $1,500 surety bond. That's $500 on each count. We're going to ask for an MHET, Your Honor. Stay away from the Exxon at 1617 Joseph V. Boone Boulevard. Of course, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay. All right, Mr. Cook, please proceed.
Your Honor, he does have at this point, a $6,000 surety bond, and stay away from those locations already. He is not in a position to even reach those bonds. He is on Social Security disability, and so we would be simply asking for you to look at these bonds and these new charges and make them SOB bonds and leave the $6,000 for him to attempt to make if he can down the road.
Okay.
And Your Honor,
Defendants,
just briefly, if I could, I know it's not normal that we would ask for a BHET on this type of case, but as AG Graham stated, there was 2 officers that came and testified pertaining to his cases on Wednesday. He had the case on Wednesday. Those other 6 shoplifting cases, they're in the city of Atlanta, and essentially the convenience stores in that area, he's been terrorizing the owners. Essentially, he just walks in, grabs whatever he wants. He's been very intimidating, threatening. So I think with today's cases, he has 10 open shoplifting cases. We couldn't even finish the hearing on Wednesday because the defendant was so unruly. I'm not sure if you heard the officer's announcement earlier where they said they had to go get officers to get him because he was combative. We couldn't even finish the hearing on Wednesday. I believe it was Judge Morrow that was presiding that day. He
It's
asked
Judge
for a
Law,
social, Judge
wasn't it?
Law, the
Was
one
it?
of two. But the presiding judge that day asked for a social worker to visit him.
Okay.
Based
Did
on his
that
cases.
happen? Did a
I,
social worker come?
you know, that to say, I doubt that's happened. And based on these new cases, at this point, we're asking for an MHET. I just want to explain that because typically we wouldn't ask for an MHET on a shoplifting case. But
Did the social worker come first? Though, let's answer that.
Your
No?
Honor, the social worker was there. Mr. Harris was there today, but Mr. Banks was being moved around and he never made contact. I would ask that we make another attempt at that. I do know that Emory just does not want to deal with MHETs on misdemeanors.
We're gonna do BHET for now. Let's see what the social worker is able to come up with. He's gonna receive $1,000 surety on each. Our Wednesday's cases going to the 16th state all purpose. I like the cases to travel together, if possible. What was the reset date for the 16th? I mean, I'm sorry, for this past Wednesday. Was it the 16th?
Let me just double check, Judge Real.
Because I would like these cases to travel with his other cases.
Was the first correct?
Yes, it was the first.
No, those will be for the 14th.
Is it possible to make these an add-on since he's coming anyway? It's no point in separating those cases over and over again.
You want them for the 14th, correct?
Yes, or it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. But
that would be the state's preference at their track.
I think they should be traveling together. Is our point.
That's no problem. We can do that. That's no problem. That's no problem.
That makes sense. Okay, so he's going to the state all purpose on the 14th. All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Banks. That concludes your case at this time. Is there an announcement for the young lady who was at intake? Ms. Green?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I was making some notes. What was the bond on
It's $1,000 on each one.
Okay, thank you.
And a BHET.
Thank you.
Position number 8, Ms. Green. All right, Ms. Green, your case is 24 CR 002716E. You're charged with obstruction and reckless conduct. You have an absolute right to remain silent, and you have a right to an attorney today. I'm conducting this hearing over the internet. That means anyone can watch it, and it's being recorded. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing? Is that a yes? I'm going to assume that's a yes. You appear to be nodding. Mr. Howard?
First, jail was direct, but if you pre-trial, it don't have to be per judge.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. McLeod, you did speak with her?
With Ms. Green, yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay, just making sure. Let's let Mr. Graham go first. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place May 2nd, 2024. The location was 1728 Hemingway Lane in Roswell. Officer was attempting to place Joshua Mack, who is Deja Green's, the father of Deja Green's child, under arrest. Ms. Green stood in the way of the officer to prevent him from placing handcuffs onto Mr. Mack. She also used their toddler child to shield to prevent the officer from using his taser on Mr. Mack. Then she physically resisted arrest by pulling away, rolling on the ground to prevent from being handcuffed. She refused to obey commands, including having to be dragged to a chair at the medical facility and swatting at the officer's tasers. Your Honor, I understand that this is the defendant's first arrest. We are concerned about the safety of the child also. The state is recommending a $2,000 surety bond. It's $1,000 on each count. I'm not sure if DFACS has been involved, but if they have compliance with any and all of DFACS orders, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay, Ms. McLeod, in light of the information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail require no weapons, drugs, alcohol. Any objection?
No objection to that, Your Honor, and I would also like to state that my client totally denies what the allegations. This was a situation with an overzealous, a cop who essentially he just went overboard concerning the father of her child and also with her. She just wanted some clarification as to what was happening. This was her home. The father of her child was coming out of his car when the cop arrived, and she just wanted to know what happened. And the cop would not talk to her and got aggressive with her. She has a 2-year-old child, Your Honor.
I'm not cutting you off, Ms. McLeod, but I'm letting her out.
I understand. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Defendant's going to receive a $2,000 signature bond at the jail. She's have no weapons, drugs, alcohol. All right?
Thank you.
1,000 on each count. All right. Best of luck to you, Ms. Green. That concludes your case. I'm holding for the add-ons now. Do we know what
I
those
believe
are?
that's correct. Do we want to reconcile the main calendar in the interim?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I just saw the finish line and then y'all pulled it away. Ms. McLeod, does that conclude your business? Are you going to start your weekend? That's totally unfair, but you are free to go. Take care. Have a good afternoon. I really miss the Saturday calendar. I really do.
I do too. I asked about it.
I really miss it because now we will be
never know what the
done.
future holds. I'll just say
Well, that is true.
All right.
And I will not be around next week at all. I'm going to be on vacation. So.
Oh, take us with you, Ms. McLeod. Take us with you. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right. We can reconcile main calendar. I will adjust the contact provision on that Sanders case to no further violent contact, and I'll remove the stay away. So that's position 16. Miss Grace, change it to no further violent contact, but I'm still sending it through pretrial. He's still gonna take the anger awareness class.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, can we reconcile main calendar, and will I receive an add-on calendar?
Yes,
or
Your Honor, you will.
We're working on it, Judge, but give me for number 16, you're taking away what now?
I'm changing the contact to no further violent versus no contact.
Okay, and how about the stay away?
I'm removing that stay away.
I have to note all, so I won't send it.
I'm sorry, Miss Grace.
Okay, so just bear with me. I have to take all this off. Did 1 day anger awareness still there or not?
Yes, that's still there.
Okay.
And I will offer to reconcile for you, but I really can't. So I need your help, Miss Grace.
Thank you. Okay, I'm ready. Position number 1, 2, and 3 are $1,000 good bonds. Position 4, 25 SOB jail. Position 5, 3,000 SOB jail. Position 6, 5,000 SOB jail. Position 7, $2,500 good bond. Position 8 is a 2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 9 is reset 5-6C calendar for medical. Position 10, $1,500 good bond. Position 11, $2,500 pretrial per judge. Position 12, $2,500 good bond. Position 13, $3,000 pretrial per judge. Position 14, $3,000 pretrial level 2. Position 15, $3,000 SOB through the jail. Position 16, $3,000 pretrial level 2. Position 17, $100 cash bond. Position 18, $100 cash bond. Any
What's
questions?
the reset date again, Miss Grace? I'm sorry.
What was that, Miss Kim?
No, this is Miss Lewis. What was the
Miss Lewis,
reset
I'm
date?
sorry. What did you say?
What was the reset date?
5/16.
Okay. But the other one's 5/14, right?
That's for position number 1. I don't get, yes. 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we please be excused? Your Honor is muted.
Make her stay.
No!
You don't represent anyone on the add-on calendar, Ms. Kim?
We have another attorney coming in.
Oh, okay. Well, take care. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Are any of the add-ons waivers by any chance?
No.
I doubt it.
One's not a
Okay.
waiver, but one will not be on the calendar because again, it's a SOB jail, so that'll just be a consent order.
We're not excited about that one, Mr. Walker. We're talking about
But the
the
other,
remaining
so
three.
there's 2 defendants in total. One of those defendants has 2 cases.
2 cases. Okay.
So there's 3 in total, but they're all fairly simple, and I'll be to the point. I'm sure we can power through.
I'm just giving you all a hard time. It's gonna be fine. We'll be in recess for a few moments. Ms. Grace, if you want to scan me the orders you have, I could start, or it doesn't matter to me. I can wait.
I'm gonna hold off, Judge, so I make sure everything come at one time.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, whatever's easiest for you. We'll be in recess then. Take care, everyone. Hold on.
Yeah, it's right there. I just come in. Yeah, Walker. Mr. Walker. How many people are there? Mr. Walker. I can give you one. Thank you.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I was typing an email. I'm here.
Can you give me a call, please, on my cell phone, 404
Yes.
735.
You want to put it in the chat? I'll take. Okay, 735.
2822.
All right.
Thank
Call
Now,
me right
everybody
now.
gonna be calling you because you know this was live.
It's fine.
I promise not to call.
Tucson,
Yes, ma'am.
are we still doing Mr. Hodges before I go get him?
I just issued
I,
the NOD.
oh, okay, that's right. NOD.
NOD, okay, thank you.
Okay. I'm not sure if the judge is still on the line, and I know we don't have the calendar, but I do have the case numbers, I mean, the CR numbers, and I see that PD St. Flex is here.
And I was just about to ask you, Mr. Walker, can you
I'm
go
ready to proceed if we can.
for the
Yeah.
Blanco, put the stairway in the
Yes,
for
yes, I
the
can do
contact
that.
chat for me because I have to, yeah, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Walker.
Well,
If you
I
would
was
be
gonna wait for Miss PD St. Flex to, well, I don't see the
on,
image
and
first.
are you, I saw someone, is that,
I did.
he's gone.
I am not going. I am right here. How you doing?
No, not,
Hey, Deputy
Hey,
NOD.
Walker, you know who I am.
I know, I emailed, okay, that calendar just came out. Does
Yeah,
everyone?
I have Saint Flex on with,
oh, she's speaking to her client, so she needs another moment.
yep.
Okay.
All right, so Miss St. Flex, we await your announcement, all right? Take care.
Grown, you have changed the items.
Mr. Walker,
Yes, sir.
can you give me a call at 22392?
22392.
Yeah.
All right, I'm calling right now.
Hey, Judge, did you get them?
And sent back. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is Miss St. Flex prepared? I was waiting for her announcement.
Hey, we only have 2 people.
Give me 1 second. They had to go get my client, Your Honor, so I'm on the phone with the last one.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Mr. Walker, will you go ahead and send Miss Grace the consent bond, if possible, so I can sign that?
I was hoping PD St. Plex would do it, but I'll do it.
Oh, well, someone, please.
Yeah, let me, I got you.
Thank you.
Well, hey, Judge, can you try to send them again? I haven't received them, and you know your stuff normally come through.
I'll send it again right now.
Thank you. I got it, Judge. Thanks.
Thank you. Are we ready to proceed at courtroom 2? Or Miss St. Flex, you still need another moment?
I'm done, Your Honor. I'm ready.
All right. I hope I have the add-on?
It was sent to you, Judge. You don't have it? Or you missing it to your other email?
Let's see. As long as it's out, I should have it. I have it. All right. All right. Who do we have before us right now? Who's in the chair at courtroom 2? It's muted.
I believe that's Mr. Phillips.
Brendan Phillips, yes.
All right, Mr. Phillips, your case 24 CR 0025. I'm sorry, 2754F. You are charged with theft by shoplifting. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't tell you your rights. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this hearing over the internet as a live stream, which means members of the public can watch it. It's also being recorded. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Mr. Howard, do you have the history?
I do.
All right, please proceed.
Let's see. $44 total. Last arrest was on the 18th of April. You gave him a 5,000 pretrial level 3, which I'm about to revoke. What else?
What was that charge? What was it?
I would think it was shoplifting.
Shoplifting.
More than likely. October shoplifting.
Grass on the E.
April 2023 obstruction, terrorist threats. PI. What else?
I think I remember. Okay. All right, Mr. Walker, please
Yes,
proceed.
Your Honor. So I accuse this case. I understand it's just a shoplifting, but as Mr. Howard just stated, he has an extensive history. I did have the opportunity to review his history. He has enough cases that this could be in superior court, but what he stole a box of candy bars. So that's why I accused the case. But the point is, you know, a lot of these businesses, the convenience store owners, they're getting tired of people walking through the stores, taking food items and just walking out like they own the place. So the state at this point just asked for $1,000 surety. I understand that his pretrial bond is about to be revoked or converted into a surety bond, but we're just asking for $1,000 surety bond, a stay away from the incident location, which was a Chevron, 2656 Donald Lee Hollowell Parkway.
Is that the same Chevron from the last time? I think so.
I didn't check, but if I had to guess.
Okay, that's all right. I'm asking extra questions on a Friday evening.
That's why we're
okay.
here. And that's what the state is
Okay.
asking for.
I think I spoke with Mr. Phillips about this last time. Ms. St. Flakes, please proceed. I do remember your client, and we did have some instructions. I'm hoping that that's not the same location I told him not to go back to and had given him that opportunity, but please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Phillips is currently residentially challenged. He did tell me that he does have ties to the community because his grandmother, as well as his uncle live here, and that he does assist his grandmother with helping out his uncle who has medical issues. As was stated, this case was based on a recess bar, allegedly. So at this point, you know, I do understand that Mr. Phillips has extensive history, but because of his financial circumstances, he does not have a job, but he said that he was currently hired at, I think it was Captain D's, and he's supposed to start on Monday. So that is something that he's looking forward to doing that I think could alleviate future possible charges. But as of right now, without any income, without any real residence, because he's residentially challenged, I do believe he will not be able to afford $1,000 surety bond. And so we are asking the court for a signature bond in his case. You know, I will just note that there was no violence, there was no obstruction, and in this case at all in reference to this Reese's candy bar that likely, if was taken allegedly, was due to hunger only and nothing else.
The incident location this time is what?
It's the
656
same, Your Honor.
Donald Lee
Let me
House?
check. Yes, that's correct. It's the same location, Your Honor. And I just went through Odyssey, and he has about 8 felony theft cases that are currently pending. I mean, I stopped counting, but
All right, I understand. So it's gonna be he already doesn't have a $5,000 good to make. All right. So defendant is gonna receive a $2,000 signature bond through the jail, and he's to not go back to that location, but he's still gonna have to make the original $5,000 that's been revoked, Ms. St. Flex.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would encourage the court to give a surety bond. I understand your reasoning, but I'm sure this is going to go to SAP. And if he bonds out in this case,
Oh, that's true.
he
He's
can
not gonna
credit.
have he's not gonna get credit
So
for these.
whether it's
Ms.
a
St. Flex, I'm gonna
$500
give you
surety.
right. Ms. St. Flex, I am gonna give you that I'm not opposed to giving your client a signature bond in light of the information before me. However, if he is gonna be sitting there for that $5,000 pretrial bond that's about to be revoked,
Let me say this real quick. I just looked up the cases. The misdemeanor is 5,000. He also got SOB pretrial for the felony, so he's gonna be sitting anyway.
well, that's
Just to
my
let you
point.
know.
If he's gonna be sitting there for a minute anyway, Ms. St. Flex, would you prefer that he gets credit for the time he is serving? Because if I give him a signature bond for this charge today, he's not gonna get any credit for that time. So it'll be as if he's not served any days for this recess bars offense.
Based on what my client stated his main interest was, Your Honor, I'm gonna have to move forward with requesting a signature bond and negotiate the time period that he served on his other charges.
All right, I understand, but I just know that there was some case law presented to me earlier that indicates that if you are not booked in on that charge, if you have a signature bond, he's not gonna get time for it.
Mr. Can I ask him if he does not want a signature bond?
I'm okay. I don't want him to say too much. He was bordering on saying way too much earlier, but go
Okay,
ahead.
I'll say yes or no.
You
Yes
can
or
unmute
no,
him.
Mr. Phillips? Do you want the signature bond and it will not go for credit for your time, or do you not want the signature bond for this charge? That's gonna have to be a yes or no.
Ask you, man, why he revoking my signature bond?
We can't talk about that. Is it a yes?
Last case was for some food too, Your Honor. The last case was a
All right. We're gonna move forward with the signature bond, Your Honor.
Okay. Signature bond to the jail 2,000, and he won't get any credit for that time. But I do feel that we've given him adequate explanation. All right, who do we have next? Good luck to you, Mr. Phillips. We had just spoken about this. I'm very disappointed to see you back here. Who do we have next? The only other case I see is Miguel Blanco. Mr. Blanco, are these his two cases? Oh, my gracious. My gracious.
I think that was a simple battery.
I
All I seen was a chair.
I don't know what I saw, but I did not enjoy seeing it. Is everything okay at quorum two?
Yeah, everything's fine.
You all's definition of fine is very different from mine. All right. All right, we're gonna go with Mr. Blanco, your case 24 CR 0025751B, simple battery, and 24 CR 0025752B battery. Do you understand the rights that I just explained?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can I have the history, Mr. Howard?
I think Ian got that one.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
It's his first arrest, Your Honor. And he
Okay.
has two positions on today's calendar, and they both occurred on Georgia Tech's campus. Essentially, in the first case, where there's a simple battery, he was riding around his vehicle, throwing eggs at the students on that campus. He hit, I think the victim's name, not I think, the victim's name is, I'm sorry, I have so many notes. Ava Freeland. And this occurred at the intersection of Hemp Hill Avenue and 8th Street. For that case, we are asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, a stay away from Georgia Tech's campus, no contact with the victim, no weapon, drugs, or alcohol while on bond. And honestly, the real reason I accuse this case is because of his second case. It happened a week later. He was in the same vehicle traveling around, but instead of eggs this time, he had an airsoft gun and he was shooting students on campus. I understand it's an airsoft gun, but having a gun of any sort on a campus shooting students, that's very problematic. This occurred on, let's see, Freeman Residence Hall, and that is 835 McMillan Street. And he shot Mr. Joseph Gabel, Gabel. I will put that in the chat for both cases. That's a real concern. It hit the victim right under his eye. I get it's an airsoft bullet, but had that struck the victim in his eye, it could be a very different situation. I
Is
get
it
that
alleged to be part of like a sporting event or some type of spirit week or something? Is that?
I mean,
don't know.
I don't go to
Okay.
Georgia Tech, so I can't justify. I don't know, but if that's what they do, throw eggs and shoot people with guns. Okay, Georgia Tech. I know that's your alma mater.
Okay.
I'm more of an AUC type of boy. But anyway, that's my real concern, that he shot somebody with an airsoft gun and hit somebody in their face.
Okay.
They pulled the surveillance footage, they pulled his license, they tracked his cell phone. That's how they identified the shooter. For the first case, we're asking for pretrial services, but for the second case, we are asking for a $5,000 surety bond, a no contact with the second victim, Joseph Gabel, no weapon, drugs, or alcohol, and a stay away from the entire Georgia Tech campus. And I'm not even sure if he's a student, so I don't know if student week or spirit week.
Right. I was trying to figure that out. Ms. St. Flex, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Blanco does have his high school diploma. He has significant ties to the community. His mother and father both live in Georgia, in the Woodstock area. He is 18 years of age. It is my understanding that he does not have any prior violent history. So we would ask the court to take that into consideration. Additionally, as far as the alleged injury or anything on the case, We would just note that the person who was allegedly hit in the face by the airsoft bullet, the officer just noted some redness, but no substantial injury, cut, scratch, bleeding, or anything else. We would also note, Your Honor, that he is working at Publix. And so he does have a job that he is working consistently. And so we would just ask the court, because he does work part-time, so he's not a full-time employee, so he does qualify for our services and does not have financial resources that are substantial. We would be asking for a signature bond since this is his first cases since they're both together, violent offense. And we would just be asking for the pretrial bond not to be something that he has to do through pretrial, but something that he can do through the jail.
Does he have a co-signer if I send it through pretrial?
I believe his mother can co-sign. Is that correct, Mr. Blanco? Because I think that's the number he gave me. Yes, okay.
All right, what is his mother's name? I'm gonna give him signature bonds through pretrial. For a case ending in 2751B, he's gonna get a $2,000 SRV through pretrial at level 2. He is to take the he's gonna take the 1-day anger awareness course for the second one, but you can put that on this same on that same one. Actually, I want him to take a 2-day, so put 1 day on each count, Mr. Howard, when you write that. He's have no contact with the victim and stay away from Georgia Tech. So that's 2751B. 2752B is going to be a $4,000 signature bond at level 2 through pretrial with the same 1-day anger awareness. So essentially, I want him taking that class twice. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim, stay away from Georgia Tech in its entirety, have no alcohol, no drugs or weapons, including that subject air rifle or air gun. He needs to surrender that as well.
And Your Honor, since it's through pretrial, I know I requested a surety bond, but since it's through pretrial, he's 18, he has a co-signer, the state will be requesting a curfew.
I don't think that's unreasonable. He has to have a curfew of, what is it? What's the standard night curfew? 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. unless he's going to work. If his work hours are outside of that, he can go to work.
And we would ask that he submits his work schedule to pretrial since he will be reporting twice a month.
Your Honor, I would ask that he's not required to submit.
I mean, how else will we know if he's at work or not? And how will we know if he's complying with his curfew? I think that if you're reporting the pretrial and you wouldn't have an issue with supplying.
How old is he?
18.
He's 18.
Okay, we're just gonna stick with the curfew as stated. However, I am also gonna add 10 hours of community service. I think that is appropriate here.
And what's
all right?
Hold on, is that 10 hours per charge or what?
10 hours total on the battery.
Okay.
And he needs to submit proof of that.
And Judge, what's the curfew time?
9 p.m. to 6 a.m. unless attending work or medical emergency.
What's that co-signer's name?
I don't think we got it. What's the name again, Miss St. Flex?
Mr. Blanco, I know he said Enix, but I want to make sure I spell it right. Mr. Blanco, can you spell the name? It's on mute. It was unmuted, but it's muted.
Yeah, the name is Edits. The last name is Guillen, Guillen.
Spell it one more time.
Edits. Her last name is Guillen.
Okay, thank you.
And Ms. St. Flex, can you put that in the chat, please?
Okay, yes.
All right, I believe that concludes the entire calendar, and we will be in recess until Monday's SCA calendar. Mr. Blanco, if you have a question, unless it's about the bond, what is your question? Very quickly.
Sure, the question is, so I work from 5 to 11. Does that curfew affect anything?
Okay, as I explained, if you're going to work, you are allowed to be outside of that curfew. All right. All right. If you have other questions, please speak to Miss St. Flex.
Okay, I just have one quick question. I didn't have time to do the consent order, Miss St. Flex. Can you do it for?
Yeah, I didn't. I was checking for it in my email, but I didn't see it.
I'm just saying, can you fill out the consent order for GUILLAUME?